Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new video, and welcome to not Moscow. I'm in Moscow region, I'm in the town of Podolsk, and I'm here to show you a supermarket right behind me that might look familiar to a lot of people, even if you don't live in Russia. Let's go check it out. Believe it or not, this is actually just a standalone supermarket, and the supermarket is called Da. Or in Russian, it would be yes. Now, the reason why I say it might look familiar to a lot of people is because for me, this is very much a replica of Aldi or Lidl. Now, I really want you to tell me in the comments, do you notice that as I walk around? Perhaps where you live? Are they open 7 days a week from 8 AM to 10 PM? I'm wondering where you live. Can you eat an ice cream in the store? And of course, they're fairly normal rules. And we're going to check out what a Russian typical discount supermarket looks like. Now, I went to one of these stores probably nearly 2 years ago on the channel, and it was one of the most popular videos I've had to date on the channel. Really because mostly I compared it to Aldi and Lidl, which being from Australia, we have Aldi stores. I've traveled in Europe and I know Lidl is very well known, and I want you to tell me how similar it might feel as I walk around. I think the first giveaway as a comparison is the shopping trolleys and the fact that you need to use a coin to release them. There's actually one there without needing a coin, but it's 10 rubles. You return the trolley, you get your money back. Now, of course, Tucker Carlson made that famous because he talked about it at a shop in Moscow. The more recognized way to shop, or not having to pay 10 rubles, is you just get one of these hand trucks and walk around, and off you go. Now, hopefully, everyone will be okay with me filming here. I'm literally just walking in exactly as you would as a shopper. Now, we're at the end of winter now, so they've got different potting mixes right here at the front of the store. Now, if you have been to Aldi and Lidl before, you know they do have a seasonal section where they change things on a weekly basis, not just once every few months. And then as we walk around, the one notable difference that you see compared to other Russian supermarkets is the packaging. And the way they have them is they're in boxes from the manufacturer so that they can just cut them open and put them on the shelf. Now, that's actually called shelf-ready packaging, and it makes it more efficient to put things on display, put things out for sale, and make the operation of the shop simpler. And the one thing you will notice, perhaps if you're looking at some of the brands, is not necessarily all the brands are recognizable. They'll generally have one or two brands that are the recognized brand in a category, and then they'll have a house brand which will be considerably cheaper. There's a small bread section. They do also have their own in-store bread as well, and the different types. It's kind of neat. They've got the plastic bags in the shape of hands, so you use one of them to pick up the bread and you put it in the paper right there. And they've got the very nice garlic loaf here, the one that I like, 63 rubles. Now, that is absolutely delicious. It's essentially just garlic bread, but it's just something about it that I really love. Also got some pastries, and there's some bread right here. This round one is 50 rubles. Now, I don't want to make it about prices, but this place is generally noted as being cheaper than other supermarkets in Russia. Da has worked very hard to bring down the prices by changing up the way that retail is done by having this shelf-ready system and having less choices to buy when you come shopping, so that they can buy them in larger quantities and have you buy them cheaper. Now, I definitely want people who are watching to let me know, does this have the Aldi feel to it? You know, who did it first, if there's such a thing? Now what I'll do is, we've only got 4 aisles to walk around, so I wonder if we can walk it entirely in one video. They've got fruits and vegetables at the front right here. Now the one thing that's notable in this type of shop is they don't have a lot of them. They literally just have a few boxes of each type of fruit or vegetable, and that's it. And then they get the delivery again tomorrow, and they refill it, and the cycle goes on. They don't have things that are going to sit out here for more than a day, perhaps 2 days at the most, and the products will be gone and sold. So there's definitely a more simpler look to the shop. Let's get some cabbage right here. And what are we looking at? 35 rubles a kilo. So you're getting a 3 kilo one for just about $1 US. I'd say these are probably 2 or 3 kilos in weight, looking at them. We've got some different canned fruit. Don't see that too often. Canned fruit. I really don't really understand the logic of that. Maybe someone who buys it lets me know in the comments. There's canned fish and meats right here. And then there's a little bit of leaf vegetables if you're into your salads. Something my wife likes to buy quite a lot. And we come around to the dairy section. So literally there is 3 main bays that make up the dairy. This is the back of the store already. This is how much simpler it is. Now the building from outside is very big and very lavish looking, you know, especially for a discount supermarket. Plenty of choices of hams. And then this is the middle section that I talk about when I think of Aldi and this assortment of weekly specials. Now my mum loves to go to Aldi, looks at the different promotions every week, and I think it's on a Wednesday or a Thursday when you've got to go there to get their weekly promotional item that changes. And if you go by the weekend, you've already missed out. So let me know, are you a shopper that goes to Aldi and likes to do your supermarket shopping and then buy some slippers or boots? Or maybe, is that a food processor, I think it is, right there? There's always the hit and miss when you come to this middle island of the store. All the classic vegetables. So I'll point this out again. They've just got a couple of boxes, and generally just 1 box of each choice of vegetables on display, and that's it. And then they sell that out. More comes tomorrow, and they keep the store filled, and it's just a simpler way to operate a shop. Maybe you want something for your kitchen, maybe some containers. The only thing that bothers me about Da is the way they put their signs up the very top. It's not really a problem, and you get used to it if you come often enough to these stores. But you do have to kind of look up at the different prices. And then even with the supermarket that you'd go to anywhere in Russia, then you come to Da, you don't now see the brand of toilet roll that you like. But, you know, you can get the classic 8-pack up the top there for 135 rubles or 160 rubles. So you can still get the good stuff, it's just cheaper. And if you're okay with the brand maybe not as recognized, you know, there's a lot of people around the world who know Aldi stores and like Aldi products. And they've even won awards for certain products and certain brands of their goods. You can see here the personal care section. And again, you'll see a brand of a product that we know, and then you'll see a brand we've never heard of. And that's the thing when you come to discount supermarkets, I think anywhere in the world, you know, even in Australia when you go to them, you kind of look closely and then you see it's a different name of a product. But you get good value from that. That's the whole thing with it. And if you didn't need toothpaste and you come around the corner, you can get yourself some tulips and some different flowers. Of course, these are very early in the season, so you'll plant these for spring and summertime, and it'll be very nice. I think it's a little bit echoey in here. It's amazing how big the building actually is and how high that roof goes up. And then the store where we're at here on the inside is, you know, just good enough in size. Lots of fresh juices. And then let's have a look at the pet food. What have we got here? Whiskers is 25 rubles a packet. So you're getting 3 sachets for under $1 or €1. And what have we got then? We've got Feline Caprice. That one's 18 rubles. So you're going to get 4 packs for less than $1. So I guess it's just up to your cat if he likes it or not. You buy one of each, see what your cat likes, and that's it. Then you know in future if you can buy the cheaper one and they can enjoy it or not. I think the soda section really won't be any different. My usual Chernogolovka brand right here is actually the same price as where I buy it in my local shop, 110 rubles. If I'm very lucky, I'll get it for under 100 rubles, depending on the days of the week. They've got a big stack of it to go out here. Bottled water. Let's have a look. So their home brand version is 23 rubles for a bottle. So you get about 3 bottles for less than $1. Almost 4 bottles for $1 of water. Let me know where you live, what you're paying for a bottle of drinking water if you buy it. You know, a lot of people around the world don't drink tap water. And here we are again at this middle section with all of the different types of products. I always smile at this because it's just interesting. When I went to the Aldi in Australia back in November and I went shopping with my mum, it's like you really want to go and have a look what's there, and hopefully there's something that you like. You know, you can get yourself a floor mat or some photocopy paper. It's just an interesting mix of items. That gives you an idea of how small the store is. They've just got a couple of fridges of frozen items, and mixed in here they've got the different sauces for cooking, and then ketchups. So you've still got Heinz, for instance, and you've got still 10 different types of Heinz ketchup. So if you're trying to find that 57 varieties, come to Russia and you should find almost all of them. I just walked past a couple of staple items and I thought I'd just show these prices. So there is sugar. So the 2 kilos of sugar is 46 rubles right here. This is a fairly classic bag of sugar. And then the flour, there's actually a few different ones depending on which choice that you make. It averages out to be about 100 rubles, so about $1 for, I think that's a 2 kilo bag depending on the brand. So yeah, it's 4 kilos of sugar for $1 US, or 2 kilos of flour for $1. Let me know where you live, what you're paying for these staple items. Now, of course, it's very difficult to compare like for like, but it's just interesting, you know, in a country like Russia where they've got such immense local production of food. Russia is known as a food positive country where they export more than what they consume and make and use in Russia. So that's, you know, they sell it cheap to the local market and then they export as well. Come around to the cheese section. And again, these are all shelf ready and package ready products. So the manufacturers that they choose make the products to specifically go in these boxes and packaging, and they even know the size of the shelf that they're using, and then they're making the products specifically to slide right on the shelf exactly how you see it. And then a few people making some decisions on what to buy. Lots of kids Sippy drinks and these juices up the top here. There's some jars of baby food. This one thing that I find when I come to this store is I'm kind of looking at the shelf just a few minutes longer because perhaps I don't recognize a brand of something, and I'm just a little bit mistaken which one to buy. So I recognize one brand and then not the other, and instinctively we want to go for the cheaper item. And again, you'll see here how simple they keep it. Everything just on pallets where they've got bulk items, and then the shelf ready products above the freezer here. Get some ice cream. Oh, it's amazing how much I want ice cream when I'm at the store. When I get home, I don't want any ice cream at all. It's only when I'm at the shop I want it. And we see all of the long life milk, and then the normal milk. Somebody did ask in one of the videos about what they do with expiry dates. And quite simply, they mark things down. They just put a reduced price on things, so you'll get the cheaper price to start with. Then you'll get another discount on top because the expiry date of milk is determined by when they produced it to when they'll sell it. So yeah, they just do the same thing they do anywhere in the world, where they mark it down, and then at a point, if it's not sold, it's removed from the shelf and destroyed or thrown away, basically. Very well-known product in Russia is different types of sunflower oil, and you can see here just at the top there, right on 100 rubles, so just over $1 for a bottle of sunflower oil. And we come around to eggs, and very simply they just cut the box open and put them out. This gentleman's shopping just like I would do, have a dig through and find the one with the good eggs. So their in-house classic box of eggs is just on 100 rubles for the box of 10 eggs. So again, just over $1 if you're comparing penny for penny. Now they do actually have a small alcohol section, nothing too big. They've got some champagnes and some wines. And you'll see here on the left, the wine section kind of continues a little bit. And I think this, for me, is very similar to Aldi. Perhaps it's actually a little bit better here than it is in the ones that I've visited before. I've been to the ones in Europe. I went to Lidl when I was in Italy. And I think, personally, I think these are better stocked and there's more choices. But perhaps that's just me making that comparison. Now, we perhaps can't get any more Italian right there than Peroni. So 140 rubles. Let's compare it. So it's right on €1.40 for a bottle of Peroni here in Russia. Tell me what it is in Italy. Somebody watching, let me know what the price is. They also have Guinness right there. Lots of choices. Now, for such a small store, it really does have a lot to choose from. And you are not in here very long. You can literally walk the whole store in 10 or 15 minutes and do all your shopping in one place. And just like that, I've walked around the whole store. Now, I really think it might come out a little bit echoey as I'm walking around. I think purely because of how big the building is. And I just looked up then, they've even got a glass roof section in the middle there. So they've really built quite a elaborate building for such a nice, cheap discount Russian typical supermarket. That's a bit of a mouthful to say in one go, but I really hope you found this walk around interesting and made some comparisons to where you live. Does it look like a store where you shop? Perhaps you've been to an Aldi and a Lidl, and I know I'm repeating it, but this is the closest store that I can compare in Russia, and that discount lower price compared to more traditional Russian supermarkets. As I make my way out of the store, I just thought I'd show you the registers, and these are something quite similar to Aldi as well, how big they are and how long they are. And then they've got the long belt where you put all the food on, and just the small area at the end for you to pack your groceries as you've done it. Now I am here in the early afternoon, so there was quite a few people in the shop, and they've just got the one register open here at the end. So there's a few people here. This is a little bit of a quieter part of Moscow region where I am, so I didn't expect lots of people to be in the shop, but I think we caught a few people on the video as I walked around. And then as I make my way out of the store, I really hope you've enjoyed this walk around. I did a video at a Dar supermarket probably nearly 2 years ago on the channel, and I had to come back to a different location just to prove that it wasn't a one-off location and one-off store. The Dar supermarket brand is all over Russia, no matter small town, big town. There's actually very few of them in Moscow, literally. They're all outside of Moscow region, then in other cities right the way across to the Far East. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. As the sun is pretty much set now, I need to find my way to a train station to go home. I'm about 2 hours from here to get home. I'm going to catch one train and then a second train and then a bus to get home. That's how far I am from where I actually live. It's not a problem though. Traffic's getting a little bit busier on the main road right here. You can see the big Dar sign right behind me. I think you can. Now, if you want to see an old video on the channel, I've just mixed up what I was going to say. There's an old video going to come up right now. You can check that out. And if you want to check out my Telegram channel, click this link and you can join me on Telegram. I post a lot of my day-to-day goings on, and you can follow me around as I keep traveling. Thanks everybody. I'm off on another adventure. Bye.